Hello, I'm Mary Verdi Fletcher. I'm the president, founding artistic director of the Dancing Wheels Company and School. We are America's first physically integrated dance company located in Cleveland, but we travel throughout the world, and we are in our 43rd season this year. The company and school was founded by me, and I am a person with a physical disability. And as I was growing up in a family of artists, actually, my mother was a dancer and my father was a musician. So I dreamed of dancing from the time I was 3 years old. So in the time of social dancing that was coming about in the 1979-80 time period, I found a way to partner with non-disabled dancers to create the physically integrated dance model that we use today. The company is now a full company. We operate 12 months out of the year, and our dancers are professional level dancers, both with and without disabilities. And then in our school, we have children and adults with and without disabilities that take a myriad of classes. So from ballet to jazz to hip hop, conditioning classes, all of the classes are inclusive. I actually started the Dancing Wheels Company in 1980, but my dream to dance was from the time I was 3 years old. So it took me quite a few years to actually be able to develop my own skill sets and also to be able to launch a company of dancers with and without disabilities. At 3 years old, the thing that sparked my love for dance was my mother and her bedtime stories for me as she traveled around the country as a professional dancer. And that's actually how she met my father, a musician. So her stories were so beautiful and exciting that made me want to follow in her footsteps, if you will, as a dancer as well. My actual first dance class was from my mother because the communities at large did not have physically integrated dance classes. So way back then, because I'm a very old dancer, there wasn't any classes for someone with a disability or in a wheelchair to take class with non-disabled children. So my mother first taught me in our home. Well, the very first time that I can remember, I actually have two times that I can remember most vividly when I was a child. One was in our living room, and we actually had records back then. There was a song called the La Volta, and she put a dance together to that music and had my brother lifting me in the air and doing a fish, which is a dance term that shows swooping down. And the other time was when we were at, it actually was a shrine, and she had me doing the Mexican hat dance. So I actually had little braces and crutches when I was real little. So I would use the crutches to swing through for my body, and people just loved seeing it. And so I can recall now as an adult that there were little moments through my whole life that she had encouraged me to follow my dream to be a dancer. She also taught me to be a strong individual. Back then they used the term handicap. We don't use that term anymore, but people would ask what my disability was, and she would say, "You tell them I'm not handicapped, I'm Mary." And you know, as a little girl, I was like, I don't know what she means, but I'm going to tell people that. But later, you know, I realized that she wanted people to see me, not my disability, to see me as a whole person. There's a myriad of terms that are kind of interchangeable. Different groups prefer to be noted as a person with a disability, so people first. Other groups like to be referred to disabled as a disabled person. Because their thought process is that they're proud of their disability, which, you know, we all should take in who we are as individuals as a whole. The word handicapped is an old term that was used, and it actually was derived from being a beggar. So it was cap in hand. That's where that was developed. And so, of course, none of us want to be looked upon as beggars. I think that as we move forward in the disability communities, we look to be as inclusive and involved in all aspects of our lives. So my philosophy is that we are people first. And in all people, we should all have the rights and abilities to pursue our dreams. And if that's our artistry, that should be the essence of who we are. We're artists that happen to have a disability. The journey that I've taken over these 43 years in looking at how our communities have evolved, or evolved, I should say, and how now the composition of dancers with and without disabilities is commonplace. There are at least 50 physically integrated dance companies in the world today, and proudly we're the first one, and proud to be in Cleveland as the birthplace of physically integrated dance. But what we find is that the talents and abilities of all our dancers shine through in the work that we do. And the distinction of who's disabled and who isn't really melds together as one. So we are a unit of artists and bring to the forefront all abilities. And the mix of our company is very diverse in age, ethnicity, gender orientation, and we feel that that's what makes us a fuller, more understanding group of individual artists. People can reach us in a myriad of ways. We're on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Also, our website is dancingwheels.org, and for tickets, people can really go right to the website and order tickets for the show. Or if you have a question or would love to meet us, come to our studios at 3030 Euclid. We'd love to invite you to join us as well.